Hello, good morning. Thank you very much for joining us today. My name is Sachiko Kaneko. It's my honor to be here and make a presentation in front of you today. Well, how many of you would like to work in Japan? Oh, thank you. Yokohama is actually a very attractive and cosmopolitan city for foreign nationals. So I think the best place to work and live for nationals. Today, I would like to provide necessary information for you to work in Japan and hope your choice Yokohama is one of your options to start your career in the future. Well, to start with, I would like to explain JETRO, which I belong to. JETRO is government organization established to promote trade and foreign investment by Japanese companies. In addition to its headquarters in Tokyo and Osaka, it has 49 offices in Japan and 79 offices overseas. JETRO Yokohama office is located in front of Yamashita Park, where it's beloved by tourists and citizens. JETRO's main clients are small and medium-sized company, startup and foreign companies starting business in Japan with the aim of promoting global business between Japan and other countries. As for myself, I'm coordinating JETRO's Global Talent Acquisition Division. I'm connecting the companies and you, the foreign students, or the foreign people who would like to start working in Japan. So this is today's agenda. First, we will explain the current state of global business in Japan and help you understand your expected roles in Japanese companies. Current work environment in Japan. I will explain immigration policy for highly skilled foreign professionals like you and introduce JETRO services for those who want to work in Japan. So let's move on to the next. Let's take a look at foreign nationals' expected roles in Japan. As you know, Japan is a small island nation with few natural resources. Trade and good relationship with other countries are critical. According to the nationwide business survey conducted by JETRO in 2021, in spite of COVID-19 turmoil, Japanese companies are still positive in trade and investment. About 82.8% of companies survey says the export business will be increasing. Currently, there are about 75,000 Japanese affiliate operations abroad, and 47 of them says will be investing more. And when asked why Japanese companies want to hire foreign personnel, the most common reason was lack of human resources to handle overseas business. Recruiting and training global talent is a top priority for doing business overseas. And as you can see on the graph right-hand side, more than 50% of the companies in Japan employ foreign nationals as of 2022. I'm sorry. Okay. Well, Japan has been inviting plenty of foreign workers. I suppose that will be bigger than your anticipation. Please see the graph on the left. According to the survey by Japanese Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare, the number of foreign workers has increased dramatically, especially in the last 5 to 10 years. Currently, more than 1.82 million foreigners are employed in Japan. According to Yokohama City data, there are 114,000 foreign nationals living in Yokohama City as of September this year. The figure on the right-hand side shows the number of foreigners in Yokohama by nationality. As a global business hub, Yokohama City offers a wide range of opportunity for foreign talents like you. Look at the chart on left-hand side. According to According to the JETRO survey in 2022, Kanagawa Prefecture includes the city of Yokohama, has the second largest number of foreign affiliated companies in Japan, followed by Tokyo. Furthermore, Yokohama ranks third in the number of startups after Tokyo and Osaka, making it a city that attracts many highly motivated entrepreneurs. Next, I will explain the work environment in Japan. When you think of Japanese company, you may imagine larger companies and business brands such as Aeon, Toyota, and Sony. However, in fact, about 99.7% of Japanese companies are small and mid-sized companies. In general, small and mid-sized companies have advantages that larger companies don't have. For example, they are quick in the way that they proceed with the project. Employees can entrust it with tasks early on their careers and have a wide range of opportunities, and they can work closely with their management. I would like to explain the attractiveness of Japan by citing World Talent Ranking Survey by IMD. According to the survey in 2023, Japan ranked 23 among 64 countries in appealing global talent. Especially attracting and retaining talents is ranked 4. Remuneration of management and justice are also priority matters. So if you start your professional career in Japan, there are a lot of opportunity for challenge and success. Also, this survey shows quality of life and worker motivations are also high. Many of you somewhat feel mysterious about Japan and Japanese. Here is Hofstede, a 6-dimensional framework, which categorizes countries' culture tendency, which can influence people's communication and management. They are meant to be used simply as guidelines for understanding and winning insights into national cultures. I would like to take 4 unique characteristics of Japanese. Well, Japanese people tend to have a long meeting for long hours. You may have any impression about Japanese, but look at the power distance at the top index. Japan is sitting in the middle. Vietnam is about halfway between India and Japan. Power distance means that the people accept power. Therefore, they believe that all people need to share information. So that's why we may take, more time in meetings. So to have a good discussion. Please. Next one, look at number 2. We Japanese try to strive for the perfection in everything we do. And as you can see in the picture to the right-hand side, they're too diligent and earnest, so that to try to go to work even in the midst of typhoon days. This kind of scenes is rare in the world, isn't it? And the third point is about Japan is a country of punctuality. Japan has the highest level of uncertainty avoidance in the world. On the other hand, they're also cautious about starting new projects. While in India and Vietnam, for example, as you can see in this score, they don't have problem if things don't go as planned. I think India and Vietnam people likely to have high ability to make quick judgment and act on under the uncertainty situation and have their flexibility to cope with harsh environment. Japan is a country where trains arrive on time, which is convenient. But please keep in mind that both countries have their advantages and disadvantages. And lastly, I would like to point out that Japan is a long-term oriented country. In Japan, companies tend to focus more on customer satisfaction and market share than on the quarterly sales figure. We believe it is important to spend money and time on R&D and employee training. As an evidence, there are more than 30,000 companies in Japan that have been in business for more than 100 years. So the information that I provided so far may vary from person to person, even among us Japanese. But please take this as just a trend of nation as a whole. Recently, the government has set the ceiling on the overtime hours and the number of companies consider work-life balance. Although the trends I have just described are generally changing, but to make sure the characteristic of Japanese people may help you when you work in Japanese companies or with Japanese people in the future. Next, I'd like to talk about the work ethics. Foreigners are surprised that there's no litter or garbage on the streets in Japan. Do you think the Japanese like cleaning? In Japan, it is believed that if we clean our living space, we will also clean our mind. Since childhood, after school, cleaning has been a daily routine and a part of education. It is also a way to learn teamwork through cleaning activities. This spirit also influenced the way Japanese company works. 5 aspects that you are familiar with which originated in Japan. This aim not only on improving efficiency and productivity in the workplace, but also at making people feel mentally comfortable. It would be good for you to know this when you work for Japanese companies. Lastly, I'm going to introduce philosophy called three-way satisfaction. This is said to be originated from a merchant in Kansai region, and three-way satisfaction or sampoyoshi refers to the satisfaction of everybody, including buyers, sellers, as well as their contribution to the society. The modern interpretation of the spirit of sampoyoshi is to satisfy employees, business partners, and contribute to the local communities and the global environment. Don't you think this philosophy is similar to SDGs or ESG's activity? This Japanese sustainable management philosophy has been carried over to many today's Japanese companies. So I think we need your help to understand this, to spread these principles, not only in Japan, but around the world. So finally, I would like to explain about the visas and status of residence in Japan. First of all, in order to work in Japan, you need both an entry visa and status of residence. A visa is a permit to enter Japan, and the status of residence is an identification document that certifies your activity during your stay in Japan. There are about 30 types of status of residence depending on your activity. So what kind of status of residence should you obtain? Most of you will work after graduating from university or completing a master's degree, so you will probably obtain a status of residence called engineer, specialist in humanities, international services. This is the most popular status of residence to work as full-time regular employee in Japan. Since it's quite a long name, it is called ESI or widely used Japanese acronym Gijinkoku. This covers a wide range of general white-collar jobs like engineer, researcher, production manager, and sales executives, interpreters, and marketing specialists. This Gijinkoku status is granted for a maximum period of 5 years and can be renewed as many times as your employment contract continues. Other advantages include calling a spouse or children, being allowed to apply for permanent residency after 10 years of continuous stay, and the changing job without switching status, which are not permitted under most of other states. It is important to note that there must be a connection between your university or master's major and job description. Other conditions include your salary should be equivalent to or higher than that of Japanese employees, and your duty must not be a blue-collar job. Next, I would like to introduce another higher status of residence that you may pursue called highly skilled professional. The basic conditions are the same as those for Gijinkoku, but there are some advantages not found in Gijinkoku. such as calling parents and domestic servants, and permission for spouse to work. In addition, you can get a special preference to apply for permanent residency in as short as 1 to 3 years, instead of 10 years originally required. The status is on a point-based system, and the applicant must exceed 70 points or more in education, work experience, wage, age, language, proficiency, and other factors. Because of the shortest duration to obtain permanent residency, it is called the Japanese green card. Here is a sample of the point calculation. For more, you may visit the web page or immigration agency shown in QR code. If you would like to work in Japan for a long time, I encourage you to consider this residency status. And this is the summary of the steps you will need to take if you are going to get the job in Japan. Due to the time constraints, I won't talk about each steps today, but the visa process can take about 3 to 6 months. Recently, electronic application system has made the process a little bit easier, but please be sure to prepare well in advance. For more information, please refer to JETRO's video on working in Japan, which will be introduced later. Well, how do you find my presentation so far? Did it change my image of Japanese companies a little? Now, I would like to introduce some of JETRO services that will help you find a job in Japan. JETRO operates an online platform called Open for Professionals, provide useful information for foreign human resources who want to work in Japan. You can find many online and physical events organized all over Japan, such as job fair and networking seminars. Here are also guidance videos explaining how to work for Japanese company. Interviews with foreign human resources who are actually working in Japan. So please take a look at them for your reference. We also provide information on working in Japan for foreign nationals through social network such as Facebook and X. So we currently have 19,000 followers on Facebook, so we hope you will follow us and check the latest information after this event. For those who are wondering how to find a Japanese company, JETRO has company database open for professional list. The list of companies who are positively recruiting foreign employees, you can easily filter through more than 400 companies nationwide by location, business field, and required skills, and so on. Some companies are listed in English. You may find the right company that suits you. Please take a look. With this, I'd like to end my presentation. Thank you so much for your kind attention, and I'm looking forward to seeing you all working in Japan or Yokohama as a bridge between Japan and your country in the near future. Thank you very much.
So this person has been working as a student, being a student for 3 years.
Yeah, available, I think, but before you apply for visa, you need to find a company.